All right, welcome back, you zombie mother lovers. How's everybody doing today? Another fine, wonderful day here in Evsgain. This is Wise I am back with another episode of my materials test. This time we are going to use the rocket launcher with the HE ammo, which does 420 explosion damage, 2500 block damage, as a radius of 5 blocks. We will do the same materials that we did before, ranging from fabric all the way up to the steel to see the overall damage. And I have a feeling, much like our previous tests, these are going to be pretty much the same. It's just going to be based on how much damage the actual explosive round takes. The previous episode I did was the frag round, and then we had done the TNT and pipe bomb, and I will link those down below in the comments and the description of the video. Without further ado, I've got the rocket loaded up with the HE ammo. Let me double check to make sure it works. Yep, and you'll see here actually the HE ammo certainly does more explosive damage as it affects the surrounding terrain. No particular order. This is just how I built them out. Let me start down at this end. This might be a little bit easier. Kind of work our way up, but uh, you know, yeah, this is all of them. Cool. So the first one up here, this is the default wood frame. Back up here a little bit so I got some room. Oh my gosh, forgot to reload. All right, here we go. Yeah, so that actually took apart the ground, and it actually impacted and took apart part of the surrounding terrain. Interesting. You know what, let me equip this real quick. This is the default wood after you've upgraded the frame. Trying to get it in that hole here. Oh my gosh, really? Same thing. Complete and total destruction, and obviously it dug a hole into the ground. This is the concrete, which is the level below the steel. Oh my gosh, forgot to reload. Ready and fire. Interesting. So, wow. It almost took out. Now, I believe my aim may be off, but I was aiming at the block at the bottom. This is basically a 9 square bottom piece within the sides all the way around, hole in the middle, and as you can see, the initial impact did considerable damage to that block, almost fully destroyed it. Surrounding impact is negligible. Looks to be about 600 or so. I'm sorry, 1600 damage or so to the concrete. Total of 5,000, puts you at about 3,400 ish, depending, 3,500. So 15 to 1,600 damage. But the overall build is still intact. I mean, it probably wouldn't survive more than one or two more shots, but we'll see. Next one is the brick upgrade. And yeah, now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the brick is 1,200. So if it stands to be that this is doing about 1,500 damage and up, anything under a max hit point of 1,500 is just not going to withstand. So far, I believe that's the concrete. I'd have to double check and see, but this is the sheet metal. Same thing. I have a feeling that is, yeah, it's only 1,000. So that's definitely not going to do it. This is the fabric. I can guarantee you this is just not going to survive at all. That's expected. You know what? My steel did not get built. I will build that out in a sec. This is the cobblestone upgrade. Reload. Yeah, so cobblestone, I believe, is, yeah, 1,500. So if it's doing at least 1,500 damage or more, clearly that cobblestone's not going to work. Let me build out the steel one real quick. Here we go. Get an idea of how I'm building these out. And just for giggles, this is 10,000. It'll be interesting to see, but I have a feeling like the concrete against the frag and TNT, these will be the only two that survive. Yeah, looks like I hit it off center. So interestingly enough, initial impact almost did 5,000 damage, which stands to explain why the concrete only had 20 of 5,000 left. So your initial blast, whatever the point of impact is the most damage, obviously, with your impact around the outside being the explosive damage, which is about 15, 1,600, 2,000. It's about 1,000. So it clearly is that the concrete and the steel are the most safest build decision. I would think both in PvP and against a Horde Knight raid, where you're using rockets to defend type thing. Obviously, as I stated before, steel is an upgrade of the concrete, and that does require 10 forged steel per block you're upgrading. You're upgrading 10 blocks of concrete, you're going to need 10 times 10, 100 steel blocks, 100 forged steel ingots to do those upgrades to those 10 blocks. So it can get pretty costly. Late stage, it's fairly easy to come by steel, I think, but early stage concrete is certainly easily more attainable and sustainable, especially if you can get into the cement mixer early, or if you can get it purchased from the trader or as a quest reward. Steel is a little bit harder to come by. Obviously, you're going to have to do some mining, finding it in loot, purchasing it, whatever, if you're not, crafting it. So overall, I think, the results are what was to be expected based on the last test. The HE rounds certainly do more, I guess you want to say, collateral splash damage, what have you. As you can see here, the road surface they were on was clearly destroyed, at least a block or two below the impact zone, which the frag rounds, the dynamite, and the pipe bombs did not do this level of damage. So that is something to be concerned about, obviously. If you're doing things like defending a base, splash damage, you're going to have a lot to repair. If you're attacking a base, not so much. Be wary of where you're firing your rockets. If you're using buildings pre-made in town, some of the multitude of the mixture of materials, while there may be some with concrete and or steel, you could have some that also intermix the weaker materials, cobblestone, brick, wood, that could potentially destroy your structure, if, so be it. So if you're looking at similar buildings like these houses where, in case these are all wood, there is some cement structure, cobblestone, stone, brick, whatever that is. Obviously, the impact is going to be different versus the different kind of materials. These buildings are all pretty much wood because of the starter city. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think this was a good test. I actually, I don't know if there are grenades, contact and regular grenades. I think what I'm going to do, because these videos have been getting shorter and shorter, I am going to go ahead and do the next episode, maybe the last episode on the grenades. I'll look at also maybe the explosive charge. I think that's yeah, the time charge. Maybe I'll do two separate videos, one with the grenades, one with the time charge to follow up. So again, if you guys are new here to the channel, I appreciate you coming along. Hope you guys enjoyed the ride. Hope you're liking what you see and you can gain something from it. If you're existing person coming back, returning to the channel, appreciate you guys coming back. Thank you to everybody who comes by, comments, leaves comments on the subreddit, positive, negative, otherwise, I don't really care. I look for all kinds of feedback and appreciate you guys. Any input, any suggestions, any ideas. I'm kind of learning as you guys do. Some of you guys have been doing this a lot longer than me, so I turn to you guys for some help and assistance where available. Thanks again to everybody, and I'll go ahead and post a link to the previous videos in the description and the pinned comment down below. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you guys all later. Bye.